Everyone, you guys know me. I'm business coach Nancy, and I am here with Masha, my copywriter. Hello, Masha. Good morning.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
Good. I love this day because we talk about messaging and the words we use on your websites, right? And the words we use in general in our business. So tell us what we're talking about today.
We're talking about making an emotional human connection on your website. That's
Good.
critical for so many, for every business out there. And I think, especially for interior designers, because your interior design website is not just, and we know that, we've heard that before, it's not just, to showcase your portfolio and to talk about your process and how you work and what you do and the kind of services you provide. You really need to create that emotional connection to increase the engagement on your website, to give your prospects something that resonates with them.
Yes, it's
To
hard,
build
I
that
think,
trust.
for people to understand how to words can be emotional or they can be flat and non-emotional, right? And I feel like when I look at a lot of people's websites, it is just pushing information out and it doesn't feel connective.
Yeah, and it kind of just mess sometimes. Like I feel like a lot of people are just going the safe route as like, well, here are my credentials and this is the type of work that I do and these are the services that I do, but it lacks the real connection. It lacks something that makes your website visitors goes like, "Oh, this is for me. I'm in the right place. I love
Right.
this. This resonates." So, that's what we're trying to accomplish.
That's the feeling. I love this, right? When you go on a website and you go, I love this, that,
Yeah.
has emotionally connected with somebody.
Yeah, because we're evoking a feeling. We're making your audience feel something. And that's what we want. Because as humans, we don't make decisions. We don't always make decisions in a logical way. We just make them based on our feelings, based on what we feel inside. And the same goes for your website copy. So it's no surprise that the first point on how to do that is through storytelling. You weave storytelling into your website messaging because you've heard that before, that humans are wired for stories. We retain information a lot better. It's a lot more memorable. It stands out. It's so much more effective than just regular facts. And stories work. Stories sell.
So how do you do a story on an about page?
You share anecdotes, you share personal facts about you. And we talked about that during other lives. You share something so personal because it is not just about your work. You share something about yourself. You share something about how you work. You give your people that glimpse of who you are. You kind of want to humanize your brand, that it's not just this faceless entity running your business, that it's real people with real goals and values and passions. You basically you open up yourself a little bit. I'm not saying go like and share everything under the sun, but
Right.
do share something that others may resonate with.
Right. May connect with. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's
All
the
right.
first.
What else? Storytelling, which I think
That's the storytelling.
is an art.
Yes, yes. Then we use warm and authentic language. And that's important because your website and specifically your about page, you want to create like a welcoming atmosphere to whoever visits your page. So you want to create, so you want to use this warm language. You want to kind of like a conversation. I think you've heard that advice before, kind of like a conversation between a couple of friends. So talk in that conversational tone, because I feel like a lot of times people on social media, like interior designers on social media, like they're so cool and fun, and all of a sudden when you get to their website, they're all of a sudden buttoned up, and
I
they
know.
have a lot more corporate there.
Yeah, it's hard to open up everywhere on social media with your pictures, with your words, with
Yeah.
how you're connecting. But it's amazing as you're talking, I can, certain websites do that. Like I see the picture and then the words that go along with it really make me interested in who they are and what they have to say. And other websites, it's just like, oh, just
Mm.
looking at their services and just looking, and there's no personality in
Nothing
it.
jumps out at you, nothing. Yeah, personality is a huge thing. Like that's one of my, definitely an advice that I would give. We can jump to that. Do weave personality into it. And that goes to say, designers do it so well on social media. They do showcase their personality. They do invite feedback and comments, and people want to engage with designers on social media, but not on a website. And you do want to stay consistent with that. If you're showcasing your personality on your social media, do the same. Maybe not the same. Maybe tone it down a little, depending on what kind of personality you have. But if you tend to use humor and personal anecdotes, do the same on your website, because you want to show up consistently in various places, in your emails, in your social, on your website, in all of your marketing assets, just so when people look at your brand kind of from the side, they're like, okay, I know this brand. They're consistent everywhere. I kind of know what these people are like.
Yeah, and you said warm words should
Yeah.
go along with the warm pictures you're putting, right? If that's your personality, that you're warm and welcoming and want to work with people, which is
Yeah.
assuming that is the case if you're an
Yeah.
interior designer, you want to really get the words to match the whole feel.
Yeah. And you have to understand that home, for the homeowners that you want to work with, the audience that you aspire to work with, that's their probably, such a personal, endeavor. That's probably one of the biggest financial commitments that they're going to have. So you want to kind of invite them. You want to really showcase that you understand what's at stake.
Yeah, you're working in someone's home in their private space with them for
Deeply
sometimes
personal.
extended periods of time, right? So whether you're doing a quick little designer for a day or you're doing a 1 year complete new build or renovation, you're with these people in close
Exactly.
proximity. So if you're warm on your website and using warm words, showing your personality, storytelling, it's going to welcome them in and make them feel like this is the person I can deal with being with for the next month, half year, or full year. Like they have to imagine that.
Yeah, and you brought up a good point, because if they're checking out your website before they've met you, your website has to do that job of introducing you and positioning you in the right light, making that first impression on your behalf without you still meeting them.
Yes. It's funny when people get on my calendar and they end up on video with me for a session. The ones who've seen my video on my website, you can tell right away. Like they feel like they know me already, and they'll say that.
Yeah, and that's a good comment. It's funny that you say that, because oftentimes when I do write for designers' websites, the testimonials that I read, that's what they say. I feel like she knows me. I feel like she gets me. I feel like we've known each other forever, because you build that relationship, but it's prior. It's from the get-go. Her website or his website was able to kind of present them in a certain light or share enough information for them to gain that feeling that I feel like I know them.
Yeah, it's a prelude to your actual showing up on the phone with them or in their home. They should get that same feeling all the way through, right? So
Absolutely. All the touch points. Yeah,
all the
exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. What did we miss? What's next?
Okay, the next is showcasing your personality. That we've covered already. That's important. And then including social proof, customer testimonials and stories from customers. That's, one of the most important things. We've covered it at length on other lives, but social proof, definitely include your social proof, because when you post a testimonial on your about page, because we've talked about it, that the testimonials should not just show up on like a separate testimonial page. You can do that, but they should also show up where people are going to look for information. And your about page is one of your most visited pages. So you definitely should include a customer testimonial there, because people want to see, they develop trust when they see other people have trusted you with something, and they see themselves in the shoes of the customer. Like, okay, so this person is describing their amazing experience, and I can kind of see myself in that same situation, and it helps you gain trust.
Right. Okay. All right. Anything else?
The last one is expressing empathy and understanding, and that's a critical one. So empathy, that's basically your customers, your prospects, your website visitors want to feel heard, seen, understood. So you have to do your best to let them do that. And how we do that is by using you, addressing their pain points, literally showing that I get you, I get that it's a tough project and I'm here to make it all better. So using you, then you're using I and we to kind of humanize your brand, to showcase that, it's you, this interior design firm, very down to earth, and we're going to help you throughout the entire journey. So things like that. And I've prepared some examples to actually show you how those can sound. So let's go over the points on how we can actually use empathy and understanding. So acknowledging your audience's needs and challenges, because that's important. So an example could be, we recognize the enormity of orchestrating a design project from inception to completion. That's why we're committed to lifting that weight off your shoulders, ensuring every piece falls perfectly into place. So here we're showcasing that we know this project is huge. It's a monstrosity. It's going to be stressful, but we're here every step of the way.
Right. We've got you feeling.
We've got you. Exactly. Yeah. Share personal stories. That's another one, to kind of understand that their pain points from a personal experience. So you can show that by kind of using that examples that you've worked with clients like them in the past, saying something like, I don't know, a lot of designers start with designing their brother's house or their friend's house. You can use that. So weave that story into your narrative to showcase that that's how you started. So saying something like, years ago, I designed, I designed a house for my friend Mark. He took on his home renovation project amidst the chaos of managing countless decisions and contractors. He saw a need for a seamless integrated approach. And that's how our design firm was born.
I love that. Or this is how this service was born. I went through it myself and realized I could help other people, like things like that. So
that's a personal anecdote. That's a personal story to say that I've been there, which is why this service or this process looks the way it is today, where we take care of everything from start to finish. Another tip is using inclusive language. And that's important because not everybody has hired an interior designer in the past. For some, it's just the first time, and you want to recognize that and you want to acknowledge that. So saying something like, whether you tackled multiple projects before or this is your first dive into design and construction, we stand by you, ensuring a smooth journey from blueprint to build.
Oh, I like that too.
And you've recognized that. You've recognized them all. And then the last one is addressing potential concerns. And that's a huge one, because the goal of your messaging on your website is not just to address the pain points, but also anticipate the questions. So what could potentially be the objections? Because we talked about it before. It's not just the money. It's never just the money. Sometimes it's time, it's the stress. So you want to highlight the understanding of the challenges. So an example could be, we understand that juggling multiple vendors, timeline, and design choices can be overwhelming. Our team is here to ensure every aspect of your project comes together beautifully.
I love it. Or our seamless process ensures that nothing goes wrong along the way. I love it.
But the goal is to show that we are here. We're going to take care of that. Money is not just the only obstacle or hesitation for people, and you want to anticipate that. You want to take this on proactively and anticipate those questions in your copy. So when people are reading or scanning your copy, they're like, oh, okay, she's addressing it before. I didn't even know I had that question,
Yes.
And she's already, and that shows transparency too, which is another huge point.
Okay. I love it. All right. Masha, can you recap? Do you have your list handy where you can recap?
Absolutely. Yes. So we want to establish an emotional connection. That's important because you want to humanize your brand. So the way to do that, you want to tell a compelling story. You want to use authentic and warm language. You want to showcase your personality to show the human face behind your brand. And you want to include client stories and testimonials, and do so with empathy and understanding.
Love it. Okay. Tell everyone how you can help them with their website copy and their blog writing and everything a copywriter does.
Absolutely. So I'm a messaging strategist and a copywriter specifically for interior designers. That's my niche. That's who I help. That's who I work. And I love writing interior design copy. My signature service is website copy for interior designers. And I have a signature comprehensive process based on data, based on client interviews. And you can find me on contentvertical.com or on my Instagram at masha.copywriter.
Love it. We should put that on your name next time you go live.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
To your Instagram handle, and I should do the
Yes,
same for
I'd
me,
love to
right?
connect.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll try to
yes.
do that. So, all right, everyone, if you're struggling with the words to use on your website, in your blogs, on your social media, check out Masha. She's my copywriter, and she's extraordinary. And I think that you would really benefit from looking at your websites and going, okay, is the client learning about me and what I can do for them simultaneously, right? And are you
And
messaging?
making that connection with me, like, are we connecting?
Right. Are you connecting? So, all right, everyone. We will see you next time. Thank you, Masha.
Thank you, Nancy.
All right. See you soon. Bye.